Hello everybody. Today you get the privilege of seeing my face with no makeup on. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, now that that's over with, well, I guess you're going to have to bear it for a little bit longer. So obviously, as you can tell by the title, this is going to be Revlon ColorStay versus Makeup Forever HD Foundation review / tutorial thing. So I just wanted to show you my face with no makeup on. This is before Revlon ColorStay. And then another day I'll do the HD foundation, but I'll put it all together for you so you don't have to wait. Okay, so first of all, what I do, I've been using Bare Vitamins, Bare Essentials Prime Time Foundation Primer. This is really pretty cool. It's got like silicones in it, so it's one of those real smooth ones. But basically I just put a little bit of this on my finger, a little less than one pump. It says to do one pump, but that's just too much for me. And then I just rub it between my fingers and apply it all over my face. And since I have bangs, I don't really put a whole lot up here because my forehead usually gets covered up anyways. So that's really important to get it around the nose too, because I have pores and stuff there that need to be filled. Okay, beautiful. No, not really. Okay, so now the ColorStay foundation. First of all, I had been using 150 Buff, which is a good color for me, but only in the summer, I think, because right now when my skin's this pale, it's way too dark. So then I got 110 Ivory, but this one is the right lightness, but it's too pink. So what I've been doing now is mixing them. And if you can find the perfect color for you, that's awesome, and you can just put it on the back of your hand to use the foundation. It works just as good, but since I'm using two colors, and I've tried putting it on my hand and mixing it with the stippling brush, that just like wastes it because it gets all over my hand and then it doesn't come off, and so I have to use like twice as much as I normally would. So what I'm going to do is just with like a metal palette. This is from like oh, you can probably see yourself, huh? Woo! Well, not yourself, the camera. And then a spatula. These are just like makeup artist tools, basically. I'm just going to put a dollop of each of these on here, mix it around with a spatula, and then I will show you how to apply it. Okay, so once you have either a funny looking mess on a palette or you have a dollop of it on the back of your hand, you don't need a whole lot, probably even less than this, if you can even tell how much that is. But anyway, so now I'm going to use my Sonia Kashuk highlighting brush, which is basically a stippling brush or a skunk brush. Those are a couple names for it. This is pretty much the only way I would apply foundation now, because I find that it really adds like such a nice application. Even my fingers don't do as well as this. There are some good sponges like a Beauty Blender, or Sonia Kashuk also makes like a blue sponge that I think would probably be almost as good, but I got rid of my Beauty Blender and I just didn't use it enough. This is a lot easier. One complaint is that this foundation is really ColorStay. I mean, it will stay on my hand. Like, I'll put some on the back of my hand. I cannot wash it off. It takes like washing my hands quite a few times before it'll actually come off. So I always, after I apply it, I always, like at night when I wash my face, I use a makeup removing cleanser plus a scrub, because I just feel like there's still makeup on my skin, because there pretty much is. And so then that makes it also hard to come out of the brush. So after all that's said, basically you just take it like this or on your hand, whichever you have, and you're just going to dab it in there. You don't need a whole lot. And then just going to dot this on your face. My face is very pudgy today, kind of, because I have some weird like food allergies and things like that, which literally makes my neck like swollen right here. So if you notice like some of my videos I look thinner, like my face looks thinner or bigger, whatever, that's what it is. So it's kind of odd, but I'm trying to figure that out. Anyway, I'm just dabbing this on, and you don't have to be like super gentle, I mean, you can kind of push a little bit, but sometimes that'll make the application a little less good. So I don't know. Just want to be pretty gentle, I guess. And I usually do this in my bathroom with a bathroom light so it looks better instead of natural light like this. So hopefully you'll still get the basic idea, and hopefully it'll still look good. And you can like blend it like this too if you want to, but it's not going to give you quite as good coverage, or even coverage I guess, as if you just stipple it on. My bangs are in the way. And you need to make sure that once you get it on your face, you start blending right away, because like I said, it sinks in so fast and you can't move it after it has sunk into your skin. So that's pretty important. Okay, how are we going to do this? There we go. Okay, so already you can see how much coverage that's giving me, and I am going to even go over certain places again, so just to kind of build up that coverage. Like with these small, like these little, sometimes this brush will shed on my face, which is pretty annoying, but I usually just take it off with like a tweezer or something like that. But these little red spots on my cheeks, those are called keratosis pilaris, something like that, but a lot of people have it and they don't really know what it is. Sometimes you get it on the back of your arms, and it's just like a little red bumps that aren't zits, but they're just like red and weird. But I've had it all my life, I think, as far as I know, so I just cover it up. There's not much you can do about it, so I hear, come on, stupid thing. There we go. It doesn't shed a lot, but I mean, every time I put foundation on, I will have some little hairs on my face. I'm just taking my finger and adding more to just the harder to reach places. Make sure you don't have like weird smudges under your eyes or on your eyes. Okay, and then for blemishes, as you can see, I've got a few of those today. I call these my dimple pimples. It was really random that I even happened to get them right there. I don't know why, but anyway, kind of gross, but sorry. So I just pick up a little bit extra with my pinky. Actually, you can use a concealer brush as well, and then you're just going to dab it on there. And you can just use this foundation if you want to for concealer on pimples and whatnot on your face, but it's not really, I mean, it's pretty good for foundation anyway. I mean, I wouldn't, you know, any other concealer is definitely comparable to it, except for mineral concealer, which I found is the best for hiding blemishes, and it's, I mean, yeah, it's really good, and it seems to last pretty well. I don't set it with powder or anything like that, so in just a minute I will do that. But with just the foundation on, that's pretty much it. I mean, see, look at how much I even have left on here. Yeah, I got way too much, so I learned from that episode there. So then I just kind of blend it down into my neck just in case it's not exactly matching, but it looks pretty close. A little more peach than my skin, but pretty, you know, pretty darn close. Okay, so once you've got all that on your face, that's pretty much it. You don't really need to set it with powder. I have oily skin. I've never set it with powder, and seriously, I've gone for like 12 hours, and my skin will get just a little bit oily, but it's not near as oily as with the HD foundation. So, because that's definitely more for like moisturizing your skin and more for people with dry skin. So that's the coverage of it. Obviously, these little guys are a little scary looking, but they will get covered with some mineral foundation, or mineral concealer anyway. I use Everyday Minerals Intensive Light Concealer to hide them with. So, yeah, so that's it. And I will add, of course, concealer under my eyes. That's pretty much all that I would do to my face. Sometimes I do a little contouring, especially down here when I do have that kind of weird swellingness, because it's not really supposed to be like that. But anyway, so there's the Revlon ColorStay, and I hope that helped you out. So keep on watching for the HD foundation review. Okay, so day 2 of the ColorStay versus HD foundations. So I have nothing on my face right now. I just used a toner to just clean it kind of, and then added a moisturizer around my eyes, which I always do. And then I'm just going to use the Bare Essentials Prime Time again, and you already saw me do that, so I'll do that real quick and then show you how I apply the foundation. Okay, so now with the primer on, you're going to take your HD foundation. Or I'm going to take mine, I should say. So the shade I have is 115, it's too dark, and the 110, I believe, is the lighter one. That one's just way too light, even when I'm this pale. So I haven't really been using this that much, mainly because of that, but also because it just doesn't last as well as the ColorStay does. So, but I'll just show you how I apply it, and then I'll talk a little bit about it some more. I just put it on the back of my hand, and I usually do about 1.5 pumps. That should just about do it. So, and then I take the same brush, the Sonia Kashuk highlighting brush, and I'll just dot it in there a couple times, and then I just use the same application method, just dabbing it on. This is way too dark. So you already saw me do this, so I'll just do that real quick and then show you the after. Okay, so once I've got pretty much as much foundation on as I'm going to, that's pretty much what it'll look like. This stuff isn't really as good as the ColorStay for using as concealer, as you can see here, and it obviously, I don't know how good the quality is to see, but it really doesn't cover as well as the ColorStay does. I would probably say it's like between medium and full coverage, because it really, like, I mean, ColorStay is probably the most full coverage of any just regular foundation that I've found, or liquid, I should say. So this one is just a little bit less than it, so I wouldn't say it's quite full, but it does have good coverage, and it definitely leaves the skin looking a little more natural. Doesn't look so so thick with foundation, but even so, Revlon ColorStay still makes your skin look pretty natural considering how well it covers. So, let's see, this is obviously too dark for my skin, unfortunately. It also doesn't last as long as ColorStay does. I do end up using powder, and I probably have to reapply powder at least every 2 hours if I really want to keep my face looking like non-oily, because it does get oily really quickly on me, but you know, that's okay, I guess, for some people who don't get oily. Let's see what else. So I would just do the same thing, add concealer on my face, under my eyes, probably powder with this, and just pray that it doesn't wear off at the end of the day, because it really doesn't seem to last that long. I mean, literally, I told you already before that I've worn ColorStay for probably even over 12 hours. I remember putting it on at like 6 in the morning, and then I got home at like, I don't know, 10 or 11, so I mean, that's over 12 hours, and it was still on my face. Of course, it wasn't as nice looking, but it was still nice. I mean, it was still probably just as good as this is right now. So yeah, so there's that, and I hope this helped you out. Let me know if you have any questions at all. One more thing I wanted to say is about how my skin seems to react to these products. The ColorStay I've been using probably for couple weeks now, pretty much constantly. I'll take a break a couple days a week usually when I don't have to work, and I'll just not put any makeup on just to give my face kind of a break. And it seems to really not break out my face. I mean, I always have gotten just a few like pimples here and there, just my skin, I guess. And then this one seems to just do the same thing. They both really seem to not irritate my skin, and they don't break me out. So I wouldn't say that it's going to be fine for everybody, because we all have different skin. So I'd say just give them a try, especially ColorStay if you're looking for something with good coverage that looks pretty natural. This one is a lot easier to take off in the night. I don't have to use a scrub. That's the only thing that's better about it than ColorStay, because like I said, ColorStay is just so hard to get off your skin. But once again, you just kind of have to make sacrifices if you want really good coverage. So yeah, so that's pretty much it, and thanks you guys for watching and subscribing, and keep watching for more tutorials. See ya.